Hey guys, and welcome to your video over moon phases. Half of the moon is always lit by the sun. As the moon orbits the Earth, we see different parts of the lighted area. A revolution of the moon around the Earth makes the moon look as if it's changing shape in the sky. This is caused by different angles from which we see the lighted part of the moon's surface. These are called phases of the moon. As the moon makes its monthly journey around the Earth, the side of the moon reflecting sunlight is viewed from different angles. So as you can see, the sun or the moon looks different at each stage in the moon phases. The moon passes through 4 major shapes during a cycle that repeats itself every 29.5 days. The phases always follow one another in the same order: new moon, first quarter, third quarter, and full moon. In the new moon phase, the lighted side of the moon faces away from the sun. This means that the sun, the Earth, and the moon are almost in a straight line, with the moon being in between the sun and the Earth. The moon that we see looks very dark. So here's a picture of a new moon. The first quarter moon, the right half of the moon appears lighted and the left half of the moon appears dark. During the time between the new moon and the first quarter moon, the part of the moon that appears lighted gets larger and larger every day and will continue to grow until the full moon. So here's a first quarter moon. So you can see like half the moon is lit and half the moon is dark. The third or last quarter moon, sometimes called third quarter, the left half of the moon appears lighted and the right half of the moon appears dark. During the time between the full moon and the last quarter moon, the part of the moon that appears lighted gets smaller and smaller every day. It will continue to shrink until the new moon, when the cycle starts over again. So here's the third quarter moon. It looks exactly opposite of the first quarter moon. Alright, in a full moon, the lighted side of the moon faces Earth. This means that the Earth, the sun, and moon are nearly in a straight line with the Earth in the middle. The moon that we see is very bright from the sunlight reflecting off of it. So there's a picture of your full moon. There are also 4 other phases of the moon sometimes used. Waxing crescent moon. This moon can be seen after the new moon but before the first quarter moon. The crescent will grow larger and larger every day until the moon looks like the first quarter moon. Waxing means increasing or growing larger. So here you can see it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more lighted than a new moon, but not quite all the way as a first quarter. A waxing gibbous moon. This moon can be seen after the first quarter moon, but before the full moon. The amount of the moon that we see will grow larger and larger every day. Again, waxing means increasing or growing larger. So there's your waxing gibbous moon. A waning gibbous moon. This moon can be seen after the full moon, but before the last quarter moon. The amount of the moon that we can see will grow smaller and smaller every day. Waning means decreasing or growing smaller. So there's a waning gibbous moon. Looks exactly opposite of a waxing gibbous. A waning crescent moon. This moon can be seen after the last quarter moon and before the new moon. The crescent will grow smaller and smaller every day until the moon looks like a new moon. Again, waning means decreasing or growing smaller. So there's your waning crescent. So here they are, all in a line. You have your new moon. So here's the lighted side of the Earth, and we are looking at the dark side of the moon. Your waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, waning crescent, new moon. Alright, so you're waxing and you're waning. So remember, you're waxing or getting lighter, waning, which is getting darker. Okay, here they are again. So here's one, new, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full, waning gibbous, third quarter, waning crescent, new. Okay, and here again is another diagram you can look at. Okay, so here is kind of how it looks like. So we start full crescent, third. Okay, so here's a little animation. Shows you how the moon changes. Okay, so as you notice, it's always moving from this side to this side. Okay, so we gain light, then we lose light, then we gain light, then we lose light. Alright, so that concludes our moon phase video. I'm sure you have lots of questions and we will go over them in class. I will see you guys later.